That's disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying, man? It's all about that blue and white, huh, Squall? Huh?
I mean, my favorite color red. So people get mad at me like, you mean to go up to Utah with that? That's neither here or there.
Like not on red. Game week.
Yeah, not on game. I don't wear it on game week. Right. You know, everybody know I like red. My car is red, so you know they see me. That's Squally.
How satisfied were you with your performance last Saturday?
Not too satisfied. Never really satisfied. I didn't get 100 yards, so that breaks my heart. But that's in the past. But to take away from some things from that game, just got to make some better reads. Stay on my feet, dry my knees, keep my head up, get my pad level a little bit lower. All it is just one run. One run I would have had 100 yards. Yeah. So this time I go in and play LSU. Got to make every run really count. Because now I see why you got to make every run count. Because if you don't, you fall short.
You feel like you showed enough to earn more carries?
Yeah, I definitely feel like that. But it's not, I could only control what I can control. And I feel like I went out there and I did my job. I mean, going into the fourth, I went back and watched the game. They showed the stats and everything. I had 11 carries for 81 yards going into the fourth. Yeah. It's 8.1 yards a carry or something like that. I'm like, man, that's a lot of carries. But then, I mean, not a lot of carries. That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards per carry. So that's what I'm talking about. I just got to control that. If I could show them that, okay, well, shoot, we give him 10 carries and he's able to get 8 yards a carry like that, maybe we need to give him 20. But we got to run it back by committee. So if I'm able to get 100 yards a game and with that type of rotation and only get 15 carries, I think that speaks value.
Moving forward, would you like more? Can you handle the wear and tear of more than 15 carries?
I could definitely handle more, but as far as the wear and tear, I mean, longevity, I'm pretty sure it's good that they're not trying to run one person into the dirt and give them 30 carries. Because now I feel like my body, 15 carries, still feeling really good. And the thing is, I've been putting a lot of extra time in the weight room, a lot of extra time. So I shout out to New and Justin, because now when I run into people, I'm not hurting or feeling it like last year when I wasn't really hitting the weights. I've really felt them hits. Like I remember playing Boise State, I got hit in the shoulder, my whole right side of my body was numb. But I wasn't coming out the game because this is the last time I'll probably ever start this year. So I'm like, man, you got to suck it up. I'm in the game like, oh man, this hurt. But now I'm running into people. I've been doing a lot of extra hamstring work and a lot of cardio. And I was 192 last year. Today I weighed in at 207. So I've been eating good. I learned how to cook. Making a lot of spaghetti, hamburger helper, burgers. Just eating lavish, living lavish. Just living lavish, eating good. Just me. It shows my roommate. Actually, I bought my spaghetti and my hamburger helper. I made some sloppy joes last night, man.
Good, huh?
Tell you, man.
Enjoy it while you're young.
Hey, look, because my dad, this man gonna tell me I can't eat a bowl of fruit. No, he told me he can't eat a bowl of fruit no more because it's too hard to swallow. I'm like, boy, you something else. You something else, man.
How'd you feel the offense ran as a whole last week, and what's the progression to this week that needs to happen?
I feel like we ran well. Between me, I think me and Kavika got the majority of the carries, right? When last I checked, I got 16. He had 7.
Yeah. And KJ got a couple.
He had like 2 or 3.
Jonah Treneman got 1.
Yeah, he did. You see my kick block on that? Yeah. But yeah, I think we ran well as a team. I think me and Kavika could do some things. We got in the hole and then kept tripping over our own feet. There's little stuff like that we can improve on. So we could just if we could pick our knees up and keep ourselves balanced, maybe use the third leg and put our arm down. Who knows? 98 may go up to 110, and what do he have, like 56 or 60, 7 carries or something like that?
Yeah, all right.
He may go up from 60 yards to 70 yards just off the little things like that. So it's really important to make sure you watch the details of little things. So I want to shout out my man Will. He calls us up. We do chalk talk, and he points out things like that. And I'm like, okay, the little things really do matter. They do fix your game.
Is that even more important this week against a program like LSU?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not too worried about LSU or because everybody's it's LSU, it's SEC. They put their shoe on just like how I do. I put my right shoe on first because I'm right-handed. They probably put their left shoe on first and then tie their left shoe at the same. I put both shoes on a different way. Some days I put the left on, then the right on, whatever. But they bleed like me. And I think the best way to beat these cats is to run in between tackles with low pad level. These cats they're 6 feet, 6'3". I'm only 5'9", 5'10". So if I could shrink that down into 5'5" and run in between my linemen, it's going to be hard to tackle. You ever seen, who is it, Frank Gore? You ever seen him run? He's my height, but he sink down and hide behind those linemen. You can't see that cat. So this week in practice, I've been trying to work on my pad level and patience. And patience and pad level is going to win the game.
And talk a little bit about, if you've evaluated their film a little bit, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from the defensive line, the linebackers, kind of what you're expecting from those guys?
I mean, it's really hard because a lot of the defense left, but just from last year, they played really sound football. They flew to the ball. They run a 3-4. So I noticed that the ends don't really come. They stand up and everybody's two-gapping.
Two-gapping.
And that really, when you try to be patient when they're two-gapping, it's not going to really help because that's what the Ravens did against Le'Veon Bell. They two-gapped him, and he had his lowest like 32 yards that game, some low. So I think this game you got to be patient enough to see the hole, but then when you see the hole, hit it. But their defense is very sound. They move around, they're fast, but if you hit them cats in the mouth, you get low pad level. I did see some running backs run through their linebackers and DBs. Everybody's going to take a loss in football, whether the running back gets hit big or he runs through the linebacker or DB. So it's just making sure we take more wins in that battle than losses.
What did you evaluate your offensive line like after last week's game? What did you think they did?
I always think my O-line did good. I always tell them they did good, and they just be like, no, we could do better. I'm a positive type of guy. I tell them they did good, and they go back and see some things. I don't really try to get on those guys because I don't know what it's like to block a 300-pound person. I got to make sure I don't bash those guys at all, because if you bash them, they don't block for you. They don't want to block for you. So I try to make it fun on them. I mean, from what I've seen, I think they did good. I just got to make some better reads. There were some couple busted plays, but everybody makes mistakes, man. Like today in practice, I ran the wrong way. I was supposed to do H outside left. I ran to the right. I don't know what was I thinking. But everybody makes mistakes, but it's just about regrouping and then minimizing those mistakes.
Confidence is never really an issue for you. But for the team as a whole, does it help having played in these games and having had success in these type of big games before to kind of be able to come into this one with that experience?
Yeah, like last year we had big games against Mississippi State, Michigan State. I'm pretty sure last year they said Michigan State was a fairly big team. I didn't look at those guys. I was too focused on my music and talking to Jamal. But when I came out there, I was like, okay, we can play with these guys. Same with Mississippi State. I came out there like, oh, they just big. They bleed just like us. So I think it helps that we faced an SEC opponent before. And I don't know how much. I know Mississippi State and LSU are similar weight and size-wise. I don't know about playing-wise or whatever, the defense. I ain't compare them yet. But I think it really helps that we actually faced the SEC opponent before, and I think it gave us an extra boost of confidence that, okay, we've been in this situation before.
Last couple questions.
I'm good.